Hi guys, welcome back. So let's pick a British and Irish Lions Test 23. Now, if you haven't seen my squad selection, please click up in the link and watch that selection, because that is the list I am picking from. So let's get straight into it, guys. And also, let's consider they're playing South Africa. So it's got to be a side that is geared to try and deal with South Africa's power. So in that respect, the front row I'm going for is Healy, Owens and Furlong. I just think as a set-piece front row, you can't get much better. Loads of experience. They're not going to get flustered. Plenty of around-the-park ability as well, but really a key on solidity, size. If you get pushed around in the scrum, you're just going to struggle. You're probably not going to win against South Africa. Backing them up on the bench, a little bit more explosiveness potentially coming on. Wynne Jones, Cowan-Dickie and Sinclair are the replacements. I think they'd be a good impact subs. Cowan-Dickie a bit of a change up. Sinclair, Wynne Jones, a little bit more agile guys coming on as well. But I think that's the way round to start them. Sutherland very close as well to a start or to into 23. But I'm happy with that as my front row and replacements. Second rows are really hard, really hard. Now, I'll tell you now, Alan Wynne-Jones is starting and Alan Wynne-Jones is the captain. I think that's a fairly straightforward one. After the Six Nations, we can see how amazing Alan Wynne-Jones still is. Plus, when he put his leadership in there, I think he goes as the captain. And then, of course, as the captain, he starts. There's plenty of guys as well who are good enough to start around him, but I think he just edges it there. So it's really who goes with him, of course. Now, I'm going to go with Maro Tojay. Now, some of you guys, you know that I really like a Tojay, but I do absolutely appreciate he is a penalty liability sometimes. So this is a little bit of a risk, but if he can stay clean, if he can get on the right side of the law, I think he's absolute pain in the bum. I think he's exactly the sort of player that could really get into the South Africans. And I've picked plenty on the bench. There's a 6-2 split on the bench, really to back up these forwards, to keep them fresh. We've got James Ryan on the bench. We've got Tyke Byrne on the bench. Plenty of change-ups if you need freshening up or something changing. But, it could easily have started someone else in that second row as well. Very tight. Into the back row. Again, super tricky. So many ways you could go with this. Could have easily gone with a bigger number 6 like Tyke Byrne, and I was very close to doing so. Please let me know if you would. But the three I've picked are just probably the three best players, I think. The guys I just desperately want on the pitch. So it's Curry 6, Tipuric 7, Faletau 8. Very exciting. You could certainly play a bit of rugby with these guys, turn some ball over, be really annoying. I've got Hamish Watson on the bench as well as a real impact sub, power-packed sub to come on and really add some energy. So I'm happy with that. I think the 6-2 split is the right way to go, but you could certainly play around with that in many different ways. 9 and 10, tricky one, but I still think you need solidity, you do need reliability, and Murray and Biggar epitomise that reliability. They will absolutely give their all, execute their skills really well. Super solid in defence, great kicking game. No mugs in attack, but certainly, that reliability and experience factor telling. And then Thomas Williams and Russell coming in with massive impact off the bench and also a change-up if you want it as well. So pretty tough to pick, but I think that's the way to go. In the centres, it was actually pretty easy, this one. On pure form, Henshaw at 12, North at 13 is an absolute shoe-in for me. There's lots of other good players you could have gone with. You could have, put Ringrose at 13. Could have moved, maybe even played a bit of a wild card and put Tuolangi in there. But it's pretty easy, I think. Henshaw and North, they play. Very excited to see those guys combine. North hitting some big lines off Henshaw. Henshaw just literally all over the place, all energy. And then in the back three, this is so hard. There's basically 4 going into 3 for this one, so someone misses out. Because it's South Africa, because I think you're going to need a power game, I'm starting Van der Merwe on one wing and Reece Zammit on the other. I'm going all out for the attack there. Could easily have played Liam Williams on one wing or Liam Williams at full-back, but I wanted to play Hogg. I just think he's had a great tournament. Been really impressive. Liam Williams has come back into the Welsh side and looked very accomplished. and I would ideally want to fit him on the bench, but there's not enough space. So that's the one I'm really torn about. Should Liam Williams have been in there? Maybe instead of Van der Merwe, and start with a bit more of a solid team, to kind of 2 fullbacks. I don't know, but I'm going for the all-out attack there. I think Hogg has shown enough in defence and cover that he can do those things as well as attack and kick, etc. Anyway, guys, on the bench, like I said, 2 subs. There is a slight weakness as well in covering the midfield, but I think it's possible. Bigger would probably have to go into your cover 12 role, but ideally Henshaw or North go through the whole game. Tipuric could always play in the centres. Now, I'm joking, kind of. But anyway, a few ums and ers on this team. There's always going to be, but I'm very happy if that 23 took the pitch, that they could give South Africa a real run for their money. So let me know what you think, guys, and pick your matchday 23s based on the form of the Six Nations and any other factors you think are important. And I will catch you next time.